A very good evening and welcome to Athletics on 216 in partnership with Curro. It's episode number 7, and once again I've got another special guest in the studio. And I'm gonna make you guess, as is our tradition over here. Listen up, he is your ASA under 18 100-meter silver medalist. He's also your ASA under 18 200-meter gold medalist. This is the big one. He's your ASA or SA under 16 fastest to ever do it ever over the 200 meters. Ladies and gentlemen, your record holder in studio, Mukona Manavhela. Welcome.
Thank you for having me here.
It's such a pleasure. I mean, what you've achieved over the past season, 2024, and also 2025 started off well. Just tell us, has it felt like a dream being where you are at the moment, or do you still feel there's still a lot to come?
Well, definitely it did feel like a dream because from coming from 2023 essays to last year essays, the progression was big, it was heavy.
Yeah.
So this year, I mean, beginning of the year, also switching schools, new environments, everything has been happening so fast.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it does feel like a dream, but eventually I just need to click in and I know that there's still more to come.
More to come indeed, and I think that's what we're all anticipating. But just run us through it. Obviously, the journey to getting to where you are now, it's a long journey. All the way from Limpopo, made a transition, Joburg, where you were at JP, and now with Curro. Just run us through that journey. Did you always know athletics was what you wanted to do?
Well, I wouldn't lie to you. I was always a rugby player. So yeah, ever since under 9, I would play rugby. Rugby was like my thing. Under 13, first team for primary, I'd be like, I want to play for Springboks one day. So yeah, I just got introduced to athletics grade 8 when I moved to Hoërskool Ben Foster. So yeah, when I got introduced to athletics, I just ran there, on the grass tracks, bare feet, just for fun to see how it was.
Yeah.
Then I ran 11-9 on hand time. And the coach over there was like, oh, that's actually pretty good. So I was like, let me just try athletics for fun. Then eventually started building onto it, went to JP, took athletics even more seriously. Now I'm here at Curro.
What a journey. I mean, imagine we could have lost you to rugby. But I mean, I believe that you've chosen the sport that has, brought you all this success. Just tell us the difference between team sport and an individual sport. What would you say is the biggest lesson that you've learned from your dear friend athletics?
I mean, it's been really hard for me to choose between rugby and athletics because in team sports, you have someone to rely on. If I make a mistake, I know, hey, my fullback can be there to come and help me. In athletics, it's a very lonely sport, but it's very rewarding.
Yeah.
That's what I saw about individual sports. I mean, everything is on you, and I think that's what I really wanted to take myself in life. I think in life, everything that you do is on yourself. Everything good is going to be on yourself. Everything bad is going to be on yourself. So in individual sports, athletics is very tough on me, but at the end of the day, it is the truth. So even if I don't have a good race, at the end of the day, I'll be like, okay, I didn't do well. I'm just going to go out there and work harder. In rugby, you don't really have those tough conversations with yourself. But in athletics, I have those tough conversations with myself because there's more pressure there. And, pressure's always a privilege, and pressure makes diamonds.
Pressure makes diamonds, he says. Pressure? I also always ask, what pressure?
What pressure?
And I mean, I think very important to just understand the difference between team sport and individual sport. Like you said, it does get lonely, it feels lonely, but the reward of knowing that you put in the work and getting those rewards, I think that's what makes it so beautiful.
True.
We're going to touch on the performances. We've got that amazing race from this year, 2025. Opening up the season, finding your groove. Obviously, coming from JP, where you've had a lot of great success. New coach, new environment. You ran that 200 meter, which is, we'll be watching it shortly. Just tell us, how did that feel? Just run us through that race.
Well, I was very happy when I ran that 200 because, you see, even coming out of my bend, you see, it was the first time where I actually ran a bend.
Yeah.
I came out electrified. I was ready for this race. I was before the race, I was angry.
Hey.
And usually when I'm angry, you didn't want to mess with me then. So over here, I started tensing up a bit because I wanted to force it out.
Yeah.
But I was very happy when I saw it was sub 21 because, it was very tough for me at first coming to Curro. it's very hard because, you know, there's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
And yeah, you know, in that race, I was like, you know what, I'm just here to put a statement. And I went to go did it because like last year, I only went sub 21 at essays. So I'm very happy that I went sub 21 at Curro podium because like it's now very early in the season.
Yeah.
So I definitely know there's still more to come at essays. So yeah, you know, that race was a very nice race. I was very happy when I ran that sub 21 because like now I felt like after that race, me and Coach T knew that the work was actually working because, you know, changing coaches from Danny Elise at JP to now Coach T was very hard for me adapting to the different training styles and all of that. But like, I'm very happy with myself with that race. I'm very happy with myself throughout the season because like I think I've handled it very well. But you know, there still has to be more to come.
More to come, of course. I mean, the season is a long one also. But I mean, building up towards those nationals, making sure that you're hitting the right tunes at the right time. You spoke about the transition from a different coach into a new coach. I mean, it's not easy. I mean, you've had good success with your previous coach getting that under 16 SA record, fastest under 16 in the country. And now you're with a new coach and, you know, he's done a lot of great things. His athletes are performing well. What's it like being in a different environment?
Well, it's very different, I can say. I mean, at times, like, you know, you just sit down before you warm up, you know, and you sit around and like, to me, it also is like, doesn't feel like reality because like, you're just sitting there, I'm like, oh, I'm training with Inam Dlungi, I'm with Zatu Kyongwani. No, it's not just me, SA record holders, these are 4x1 world record holders. So like, you know, it's a very competitive group, which is very good because like all my life I've been training alone, you know. I mean, I'll train with Kuputu all the time, but you know, it's just me, just two people that training, you know, serious like that. But like now it's big athletes. Competition is tough at training, you know. One day he's going to beat me, one day I'm going to beat you. You know, it's very tough. But like, I think it also builds character. It builds bonds within the training group, which is very good. I'm very happy that I'm also very privileged to like train with these gents at school because like, it's a very lucky time to be with them at school.
I mean, it's a big group, big athletes, big temperament, got a big coach as well. I mean, Coach Tavo, I was just looking at his times, looking at your time. I mean, he's also a silver medalist. For those who don't know, Coach Tavo Matividi, a former 200-meter athlete himself. So there's a lot of knowledge that he passes on and he gives to you guys. I mean, what did you say is the most important part of, you know, working with a coach? Well, he's still new with him, so there's still a lot to learn. What did you say is the most important?
Well, there's still a lot to learn, but like what I noticed about Coach T is that he doesn't like to hold back. It's either you're gonna go there to kill or you're going there to get killed. That's what he tells us. So, you know, obviously with Coach T, you're going there to kill. So that's what I like about him, you know. He doesn't want you to hold back. He knows, you know, with the work that you put in training, he knows that with the potential that you have, you can go out there and do something great. You know, before the 200 at Curro podium, he just came to me and told me, Smiley, you see, mentally, you're okay. Training, you're okay. You just need to go do it. Because I mean, beginning of the season, like, you know, I was putting so much pressure on myself. I was like, you know, okay, I had such a great season. Now I'm changing coaches. I have to keep on with that good performances, or other people will be like, oh, you know, Smiley just went to Coach T, he's no longer a good athlete. So like Coach T is like, forget about the noise. You're just going to go out there and do what you have to do. It's either you're going to go kill or get killed. So that's what he likes to say. And like, it really touches me very deep. And, you know, before my races, I go there, you know, with that mindset. It's either, you know, it's war over there. It's there to fight. See, on the track, we're there to fight.
We're there to fight. We spoke to Matozi, he said, when it's war, it's war. And I think that's exactly what the mentality is. And I mean, it's something that you really have to encompass. You know, being an individual athlete is it's challenging. It's got its rewards. But like you said, every single day, you know, there's no day off when it comes to excellence. You have to put it on every single day. We've got the other race, the big race, the race where you got that under 16 SA record. Just run us through this one.
Well, you know, the week proceeding into this race was a very scary week because, like, you know, I had a race the weekend before at Limpopo and, like, I got injured in that race. I had sciatic problems. So, like, my whole leg felt numb. Like, the whole week, it felt numb. And, you know, I couldn't train that week. You know, the Monday I tried to train. Then I told Tani, I'm like, yo, Tani, I can't train. I can't run. At some point in the week, I was like, I'm not going to run at Poch. Like, on the Wednesday, I'm like, nah, I'm no longer running at Poch because, like, I'm injured. There's nothing to do. Then like on Thursday night, you know, I'm just sitting at the hostel, rolling up my leg, And I thought about it, I'm like, you know what, I can't just let this opportunity leave me. And you know, this is the race that actually opened a lot of doors for me, and I'm very grateful for this race. So like, you know, that opportunity was there, and I knew that I had to go get it. You know, I kept my faith in, I prayed. Like, you see, that week, I prayed. I even prayed after the race, before the race, Wednesday, Thursday, every day. Like, you know, every day I was trying to, like, and I think this week in itself was like a week where I was like, you know, it's like a testimony for myself. It's like, this is where my miracle happened. This is a testimony where I can share with my believers. I'm like, yo, you know, coming from an injury, somehow that race, I didn't feel it at all. Somehow I didn't think I was going to take this race. But, you know, when I came out in the bend, I don't know what it was. Hopefully it was the Holy Spirit. But I went through the Spirit and I was like, you know, I just went there. I just went there and did it.
I mean, you fought. I mean, that's part of the race here.
I fought.
I was watching and I was thinking, yo, he's out. Otlowung is out very quick. Adam had a fantastic bend, but somehow, you know, these emotions, they show that.
I was shocked.
It was such a big moment.
I was shocked, like very shocked. I even held my head. I even asked myself, is this actually me? Like, I was so shocked.
Nah, amazing stuff. I mean, that's track and field and, you know, finding yourself and discovering your talent. What would you say is the most important, what word of motivation would you give to somebody like you? Maybe he's from Limpopo, maybe he's from another small province. He loves running, doesn't know how it's going to come together. You know, what words of motivation would you give to those young athletes?
Well, with me, I always said, like, you should never let someone define who you are. Because, like, if you believe in yourself, you can take yourself to places. Even though you're from, you know, Limpopo, Eastern Cape, these rural areas, you know, if you believe in yourself, if you know what you're capable of, you can go out there and do miracles, you can do wonders. So like, I never let people, have a say in my life, because I know if I want to be the best sprinter in the world, I am going to be the best sprinter in the world. And that's how I want other children to be also. I want other children to be like, you know, I might be struggling at home, I might be struggling in school, but like, if let's say I want to be the greatest musician in Africa, you will be the greatest musician in Africa, because it just comes in you believing in yourself and being sure in yourself. So having that self-confidence is very, very vital in this life.
Absolutely, self-confidence, but also putting in the work, all the necessary work to make sure that you get there. Coming into Curro Hazeldean, just tell us, people are saying something is happening there. Matodzi couldn't explain it. A lot of the athletes struggle to explain it. What makes that atmosphere so conducive, you know, to great performances?
Well, I just think we're just hungry. Everyone there is hungry. I mean, if one person is hungry, everyone's going to get hungry. Of course. It's like the hunger over there is scary. It's like, you know, training, you know, we're supposed to be training at 3:30, 2:30 already there. We're waiting, we're warming up, we're ready for training session. You know, see, we're hungry because we know what we want. Yeah. That's what I like about my training group. You know, if you want to hold back, I mean, they won't let you hold back. They'll tell you that, hey, man, you know, this is now, you have to work here, it's time to sevenza. So, you know, also like people like Inam, you know, our matrix, Inam, Zatu, Matod's also, like, they make sure that, you know, here, you're not here to play. It's here, it's work, it's time to work. There is time to like have fun, play, but like it's time to work. So I think the hunger at Curro Hazeldean is very different to what I experienced at JP. Because, you know, ex-JP, I was the only, you know, me and Kuputsu were the only athletes over there who were good. You know, we were hungry, but like, you know, training, we just train. We're like, okay, we know, going to the race. But there, Curro, hey, it's time to seven. You have to work there. From the shoe manning girls, so like you have to work.
So this is the last question I want to ask before we go into a short break. Is the celebration that you do when you come over the finish line. Explain it. It looks like a bit of sign language. We're not really sure. Just do the celebration to that camera over there and just explain what it means.
So it goes like this. So initially, it means standing on business. So it means, you know, after the race, you know, when I win the race, I know, okay, I did the job, done. The job is finished, so I'm standing on business. And I liked what the commentators usually say, you yourself, Mr. Madima. You'd be like, you know, Ndofedza Mushumo. Invenda, Ndofedza Mushumo means I finished the job. So like ever since then, I'm like, oh, that's actually a nice ring to it. So like every time in my race, I'd like to do it, you know, usually in big races where I like, I run a crazy time or I run a big PB, because like the first time I did it was last year, Igoli, when I ran 21-2 opener for pre-season. I just did it. I'm like, you know, and you're like, Ndofedza Mushumo, you know, the job is done. So like, yeah, it's just a little nice small gesture that I like doing.
Absolutely, we love it. Amazing celebration, great chats. But before we continue with these conversations, we'll be going into a short break. Let's look at some of the performances of the week. And we'll see you soon.
Okay, coming into the 100 meter mark now. Cuban Martinezson from Boerland, very comfortable lead. Gorgeous form when clearing that hurdle. She's got the first place at the moment, followed by Emma Ace in lane 7 from Western Province. And then we have another runner from Boerland coming through, and that would be Chloe Stoffels. Sorry, my apologies. That would be LeMay Janssen van Densburg grabbing that bronze medal. Right, and they are gone. And in lane 5, Joshua van Beek looks to be, no, it's not. It's AJ Sampson from Boerland taking that 10.74 win. Okay, and just like that, in the middle of the track of the 100 meter, it looks like Boerland 1, 2, and 3. I lie. Boerland 1 and 2, and Eden coming in on that third position in a time of 10.47. And right, second time's the charm. And let's see who walks away. Wow, so close towards the end. Looks like Western Province might grab it. Wow, Western Province.
Welcome back to Athletics on 216 in partnership with Curro. Still in studio here with Mukona Manavhela. Hinda.
Nah.
All right, so Mukona, we heard about your story, we heard about your journey building up towards all those fantastic performances. But now it's time for me to test your knowledge. It's time for the pop quiz. All right, here we go. Very simple. I'm gonna ask you questions. The first two have some options, and then from there on, you just have to choose the right one. All right, first one. What is the SA 4x100 meter senior record? Is it A, 37.57? Is it B, 37.80? Or is it C, 38.01?
A, 37.57.
Correct. A is correct.
The Olympics.
I'm gonna make you guess. No, this is a bonus point, right? Who are the 4 athletes? If you can name them, I'll give you a bonus point.
Bayanda Walaza, Patuchedzo Maswanganyi, Bradley Mukona, Akani Simbini.
Bing, 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 bing. Danko. All right, next one. So those 2 out of 2. What is the SA shot put record? These are your options. A, 21.11 meters. B, 21.97 meters. Or is it C, 22.02 meters? A, B, or C?
I'm going B.
B is correct. 21.97, good guess, good feeling.
Good feeling.
I'll tell you who threw that distance. It was Giannis Roberts. Most people don't know it, so well done on getting that right. So that's 3 out of 3 so far.
I think I've seen it somewhere.
Nice. Yeah. All right, the last one. What is the world under 1800 meter best? World under 1800 meter base. Is it A, 10.10? Is it B, 10.01? Or is it C, 10.06?
10.06.
10.06 is correct. Full points. Well done. All right, that's a record. Nobody's done better than you so far. So congratulations.
Thank you, thank you.
All right, now we move on to the Mukona Wall of Fame. Which of these photos would you say are your favorite, and just also explain why?
So, okay, first one that let me leave the best for last, The first one I would say is my favorite. I like this one.
Yeah.
This is when I first won my first SA title last year. It's like, I was just coming out from the 200. I won it. Then Tanisha Main, who takes the picture, said, hey, Smiley, take a picture for me. And then, that's when I came out with this. And when I look at this picture, it makes me happy because like in that moment I was very happy.
Yeah.
And, you know, this picture correlates with this one because like this is when I
Yeah.
ran my first sub 21.
Yeah.
So, like you see these two pictures, my favorite, one of my favorites, you could say. So yeah, but like genuinely my favorite, like best of them all is this one right here, Naeem. SA is last year 100 meters. Naeem ran 10.36, I ran 10.37. You know, I like looking at this picture a lot because like it like yo, even looking at this picture just makes me emotional because like you know, losing an SA title from the splits. But I mean, Naeem Jack, phenomenal athlete, phenomenal hurdler. So like losing to him was very good for me because like now I learned. So because like, you know, most athletes, you know, take losses and don't take it in the right way. I took this loss in the right way. I was like, you know, I lost to Naeem. Next time, I'm going to go harder. Went out there, got an SA record. It's like, you know, if I didn't lose to Naeem over here, I wouldn't have become who I am today. So like looking at this picture, like every day, like, you know, when I wake up, you know, it's in my favorites on the phone. So I just go there, I chill. Then like I look, I'm like, yo, I remember it says I lost to Naeem. But like, you know, he's a very nice guy. Me and him are close. We talk a lot, but like this photo right here, it's like the pinnacle of my like best moments.
That's amazing. I mean, I always say there's nothing like nationals. It build up to the week itself, just the feeling of being at nationals. It's hard to explain because it's, you know, you have to perform at the best of your levels. And when everything goes according to plan, or maybe even not, you know, it always gives you those lessons that you can keep for the rest of your life. So just telling us, obviously you look at your journey, you look at a lot of motivation and, you know, getting inspiration from, you said this photo as well, but which athletes, or is there somebody that you look towards as a role model? Do you have a role model or do you just rather keep it clean?
Well, I definitely have a role model, you know. Growing, like, ever since I started taking athletics serious, like, someone like Letsile Teboho has motivated me a lot. Because you know what, you know, the first time I actually encountered Letsile was like last year Grand Prix. And I had a conversation with him, such a nice guy. He tells me, you know, if you're not hungry for it, you're not going to get anything in this game. And he's a very, you know, calm, collected guy. I mean, he is very confident. I mean, all athletes have to be confident because, like, you know, at the end of the day, it's the best against the best. It's like if you count yourself out, no one's going to count you in. It's like having that chat with Letsile really helped me a lot. And like, yeah, I think he's an athlete that like I really look up to currently.
Yeah. And then if you look at up and coming athletes, so there's a lot of great prospects in South Africa. If you were to think of athletes in South Africa that you think this guy is a superstar, big things coming, which athletes would you put in that list for yourself?
One guy, you know, like, not one guy, like there's many. You can name Bradley, can name Bayanda, can name who else? Naeem can also, we can put in there. I mean, he's a phenomenal hurdler. And I'm telling you, you know, 5 years time, it's going to be scary. Who else can you name? At the top of my head, there's so many people. And also Sean is there. I mean, Sean is still a bit young, still has many years into him. We can still put him there. It's like there's a lot of athletes competing for this face of athletics. Because like, you know, Akani Simbini is getting old now. He's going, I mean, he paved the way for us. Like, we can come and run. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of athletes coming. And yeah, we're very grateful for that. I mean, more competition for us.
Absolutely. I mean, the state of SA athletics is in very, very good hands. There's a new wave of young kids, hungry, passionate. They love the sport, and you guys are doing such a great job. What is the atmosphere like in youth and junior athletics? Do you feel there's something special coming in the next, you mentioned it, next 4 or 5 years, next Olympic Games, World Champs after that? What do you feel is coming?
Oh, you see, next 4 years, it's about to go down. I see it. Not even just 4 years, like give it 2 or 3. There's so many athletes. So many athletes. In the under 20 right now, even Karaboli Tibeli running 10-1. You have Bayanda Walazo, you have Zatu Tlongwani, in Amdlunge, you have Marco Ferrer all the way from Eastern Cape. There's just so many fast people around the country. And I think that's what's going to carry South Africa's athletics, because like there's so much competition coming up now. It's like, you know, you see how seniors has been progressing to become faster and faster every year. I still think it's going to get way faster and way faster because of the amount of talent that is coming.
Absolutely. A lot of talent, a lot of good coaches as well, young coaches that are making their mark. And we're still looking forward to having a lot of conversation with the coaches. I mean, the coaches, we always say, they play a very important role. You came from a previous coach where you had a different type of relationship. Obviously, now you're building a relationship with a new coach. How important is that relationship on the track, but also off the track?
Well, having a good relationship with the coach plays a vital role because, like, you know, if you're trying to work with someone you don't trust, you're not really going to bring out the results. So with Tani Elise, I trusted her. Like with my life, you know, if I was like in a cliff and Tani Elise was holding me, I wouldn't like cry because like I know she would pull me up. But like the trust there was very strong.
Yeah.
And like, you know, changing coaches, leaving such a big, strong bond, changing into another new strong bond is gonna, I mean, it is challenging, but like, I like the way how Coach T and I are handling it because he knows I had a good bond with my old coach. But like now, we made it clear, you know, the past is the past. Now we have to look into the future because possibly he's going to be the coach who's going to take me to world champs. He's going to be the coach who's going to take me to Olympic finals. So like you see, my relationship with Coach T is getting stronger day by day by day. But I think with the more strong performances, the much more better this relationship will become. So I think like having a good relationship with your coach is very vital in this game. Very, very vital. Because like if you don't have a good relationship with your coach, the times are not going to come.
The times won't come if you don't have a good relationship with the coach. And that makes so much sense. Trust your coach, guys. Listen to the coach. Yes, sometimes you want to go, you want to do it your way, faster, quicker. But obviously, the process and trusting your coach is very, very rewarding. This is another important question. Probably the first time I'm asking it here. Mukona Manavhela, what would you say is your dream for athletics in South Africa, but also your personal dreams?
My personal dreams. So like, you see me, I'm a guy who usually doesn't share my like personal dreams, but like, you know, one that I can share is, you know, I want to be the greatest. I want to be known as one of the greats. So, you know, some people know me like, you know, before a race, I'm very quiet, but like in my head, I'm very confident.
Yeah.
I'm very confident. I know when I go in the race, I'm not there to play. I'm there to do what I have to do. Because like, you know, I have big goals for myself. I mean, as Usain Bolt himself said, well, if you say the sky is the limit, what are you going to achieve in this life? So to me, the sky is never the limit. Even his world record, I mean, 9:58, many people's like, yo, that's outrageous, that's scary. I mean, if Usain Bolt could do it, I possibly believe I can too. So, you know, I'm very, very confident with myself. And I know there's many goals that I have for myself, such as, you know, maybe possibly breaking a world, not even maybe, possibly breaking a world record, possibly breaking South African records. And yeah, that's basically what I want.
Yeah, well, he's got the right head, right mentality, and that's pretty much it. Sky is not even the limit. It's a beginning, and who can limit a man with a dream and with a lot to achieve? Before we wrap it up, of course, I'm going to test you. You're not going to get away from it. I need you to show me a dance. You do an example, then I'll join in, and then we'll wrap it up.
So, you know, just going to keep it simple. It's going to be cash content.
Okay. Okay.
So you're just going to join me in that.
All right, let's go.
Something simple, then we're going to go around. I'll just say cash content.
All right, let's go. Okay. Into that camera there. You ready?
3, 2, 1. Cash content.
Hey. Start again. You need to come in again. All right,
okay,
3, 2, cash content.
Cash content.
Hey, you're killing me. Woo-wee. That's an amazing dance. All right, with that, ladies and gentlemen, that brings an end to Athletics on 216 in partnership with Curro Mukona, which means he's able and very, very capable as well. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for
and all the
having
best
me.
for your season.
Thank you very much.
See you again next week, Wednesday.